So what the heck is going on? Is this a fresh start happening or just a repeat of the past? This new moon in Cancer on July 14th and Mercury retrograde in Cancer, we're all facing it's complicated moment. And we've got some friction with Saturn in Aries squaring this energy with about who or what we're committing to. So today we're going to find out if that second chance is actually worth taking, or if we are all just caught up in a loop of emotional backtracking. So grab your coffee and let's see what the tarot has to say. New moon in Cancer. So yeah, maybe at this new moon in Cancer, the best thing to do is just to set an intention for emotional clarity rather than actually starting something new. Mercury is conjunct the Sun on July 13th, so you're kind of still feeling your way into the truth. And as I said, Saturn in Aries is involved, so there's probably a lesson about boundaries or responsibilities here. And also, your mind may still change, classic Mercury retrograde, after it goes direct, when we have the truth revealing full moon in Aquarius at the end of the month. That full moon is conjunct the planet that forever changes things, Pluto. That video is coming soon. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so we can stay on this astrological tarot journey together. And if you stay until the end of the video, you're going to find a secret preview message about that full moon. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Cancer. We're just going to read these energies holistically and give you a message. Let's just see what we got going on here. Aries, new moon in your fourth house. We have some Cancer energy. King of Cups and the 10 of Cups. The Magician in your heart. The Lovers. And the 5 of Wands. Okay. So you could be kind of emotionally conflicted right now, or you're just in this emotional reassessment period about how do you create the ultimate personal happiness in your life. Whether we are talking about your living situation, because that is, your fourth house, the new moon in Cancer, or we're talking about a family matter, or maybe even manifesting a loving relationship. I mean, that's possible too here. It's interesting that we have this 5 of Wands, because that to me is like a kind of, you're like spinning your wheels, you're going back and forth, you're trying to get your energy organized. And I feel it's not just your emotional energy. I feel like you know what you want. This is the thing. And I've been saying this to you for the last several readings. Actually, this has been a message that has been coming up for Aries. You know what you want. It's a matter of how do I make the right decision, the Lovers here, to align with what's appropriate for my energy? Like, how do I actually bring this into being? What are the actions I need to take? What are the decisions I need to make? This type of thing. We have this Gemini, the Lovers. Your ruling planet is in Gemini right now. It just finished its wild and crazy conjunction with Uranus. Did you have anything wacky happen? Let me know in the comments. But this is very positive energy. This to me is just saying, hold on fast to your dreams, whatever this is with this emotional situation. Because with this King and this 10 of Cups, like I'm telling you, like you are emotionally clear and aligned. You can almost like touch the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here. Like it's so close. Like, it's coming. You're like your will. There you are in your beautiful Aries red coat here with this Magician in your heart. Like your heart knows. Okay. But here is the thing. The jury's still out on the way forward with this. Now, this Gemini energy is also your third house of the mind. Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury's retrograde in Cancer. So this is what I'm saying and what I said in the prelude. Like, there's still some sort of emotional information to come in. Like, yes, your desire is there. But what about the emotional alignment with how you're going to make this happen? Okay, the actual steps forward. And this is where we have this 5 of Wands confusion. Saturn is going to go retrograde in your sign at the end of the month, a few days before we have this full moon in Aquarius. But Mercury will be out of retrograde. So you can still be rethinking your commitments, your energy levels. Saturn in transiting our own sign, can sometimes bring increased levels of tiredness. Like we have to be very selective about what we do commit to, what we commit our energy to. So I feel like you're in that process right now. There is nothing negative here at all. Just take your time. The Aries level of impatience is legendary. Just take your time with this. I think also it is possible another choice or another direction forward reveals itself to you after the retrograde is finished. That's why I'm saying don't rush into this. Just stay really focused on affirming this positive emotional shift in your energy and what you want. And, clear out any confusion. Like maybe, this Five of Wands can also be, you need to clear out some things in your environment still that are discordant with your energy or whatever you want this 10 of Cups to be. And so, yes, this new moon is happening in your 4th house of the home. This 10 of Cups and this Five of Wands can also signal like, get your house in order before this monumental big shift and change is going to propel you forward, because you might not have time to do that later. All right, Taurus, let's get a new moon in Cancer message for you. We're just going to read all these energies holistically and see what you need to know about this. So you could be really contemplating some sort of big decision because this energy is happening in your 3rd house. Like, you may be like, oh, should I buy a car? Should I send this communication? Should I reach out to somebody? Should I reconnect with somebody? You may be contemplating some sort of conversation or reconnection that's going to help you wrap up a karmic contract. That's also another possibility. Let's see what the energies have to say. Taurus. Ooh, we have the Sun. Beautiful. And we have the High Priestess. 8 of Cups in your heart. That's interesting. 5 of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like there is breakaway energy here. Like there is something you want to move away from quickly. Like your heart has probably already left it. I think though that there is something here about the timing. We have 3 strong Leo energies. We have the Sun, the 5 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Mercury gets out of retrograde on the 23rd of July. Okay, so in Leo season. So what I'm kind of getting here is whatever decision you are about to make of how you're going to find your place in the sun, how you're going to move forward. This could be connected with your home life because of the Sun card, Leo, your 4th house, and all the Leo energy. I think you intuitively know that you have to wait. Your intuition is probably screaming at you to wait. You could be getting a lot of messages. Here she is with the laptop here. Of delay, like you're expecting certain emails to come in. This is classic Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house of communications. You're expecting certain things, this, that, the other thing, it's not coming. You want to initiate very badly this Knight of Wands, 5 of Wands, new situation in your life and move forward, but the timing is not there yet. And so we don't want to go into stubborn Taurus mode, which I am very familiar with having Mercury in Taurus. And we disregard the intuitive signals and signs that we are getting. Okay, so, the sun will shine for you. You will find your way forward with this. But this 8 of Cups is very interesting. So I do feel like I was saying before, this kind of karmic wrap up with Saturn in your 12th house. Like there is something you are emotionally finished with. And as I was just saying to Aries, it's about like the implementation. When we know we're done, how do we get ourselves out of this? How do we extricate ourselves and move forward to our place in the sun, our destination? There could be something going on with travel for you also because of the 3rd house connection with this new moon in Cancer. It's a shorter travel. This is not like a worldwide trip probably. But there could be a delay with that as well. And you're getting annoyed because you just want to, get on the road and get this done. And it could be also something about moving and finding the right apartment or house or Airbnb or whatever you're moving into. There could be something like that going on as well. The Knight of Wands here facing, notice this card is facing the Five of Wands next to it. There is something to take care of quickly here, which seems counterintuitive when we're saying, Mercury's retrograde, slow down, etc. But there is something or several things you need to deal with, I think, before Leo season. Get them off your plate so that these, if you think of these as a little bit as obstacles you have to deal with, this Five of Wands, they will be dealt with. So then the path is clear for you to move forward. Okay, so, take your time with this. All's going to be well. I mean, this beautiful sun card here. I know sometimes delays get very frustrating, especially when we're dealing with a Mercury retrograde in Cancer, because our emotions are already heightened. We're talking about Cancer after all. And then the new moon in Cancer, where we're feeling still emotionally in the dark. But I don't think that's true for you necessarily. I mean, maybe it is. Some of you may be coming to this conclusion, this Eight of Cups here, at this full moon. Well, the full moon at the end of the month in Aquarius. But, you're coming to that in 2 weeks, High Priestess. So maybe right now you're kind of in this phase. Something needs to change for you to get to your happiness, your place in the sun, as I said. But so maybe, yes, you need this intuitive, quiet time to listen to your mind. Again, third house where this Mercury retrograde and the new moon is taking place. You need this mindset reset, refresh to admit, something's wrapping up in your heart. Because that could be part of the struggle too. Maybe you're still struggling with this Five of Wands to come to terms with the fact that you are ready to move on with something. And maybe you thought fleetingly, maybe you thought about giving it a second chance. But I think the next 2 weeks in particular, if you can really listen to your intuition, your spirit guides, etc., you may find that you are ready to move on. But give yourself the time to process through that and not just hastily make this decision with that Knight of Wands, Five of Wands. Gemini friends. So you have this new moon in Cancer, which is in your second house to show me the money. Mercury retrograde also there. Have you been having any weird money glitches or things going on? Let us know in the comments, because that can happen when you have a Mercury retrograde in your second house of money. We've just had Mars and Uranus conjunct in your sign, which could also have been causing a lot of, friction, tense energy, like this sense of surprise, like I gotta, move and make a decision, hurry up. Okay, so let's see what you need to know. We're just gonna look at all these energies holistically with this new moon in Cancer. This really is not an ideal time to make any money commitments, okay? And if you're waiting on news about something related to money, you are probably still going to wait. That's the way it is. Okay, until Mercury gets out of retrograde, the 23rd of July. The shadow, I think, is August 6th or 7th when it'll be out of shadow, if you go by shadow. All right, let us see. Look, Ace of Coins here. Okay. The Devil. The Page of Cups. All right. The Ace of Cups. Beautiful. And the Three of Wands. Okay. So if I had to give you a time marker, and remember, these are general readings, we have a three-week thing going on here. So end of the month. I really think when we have that full moon in Aquarius, you're going to have the information you need. Until then, it's about controlling your obsessive, Devil card here, tendency to be focusing on something negative. It's not going to work out. I didn't hear. That's why it's not going to work out. Or obsessively, checking your email every 5 minutes or whatever you're doing. That is unhealthy in regard to simply holding your vision and waiting. I mean, unfortunately, that's sometimes what the situation is. This three of Wands here, she's holding the vision. She knows the ship is on the horizon. And I think you do know that. You have an Ace of Coins here. You know the universe is preparing something beautiful for you. Hold that vision. Don't get caught up in this Devil card. Just don't do it. Okay, you can control your own mind. Now, granted, your ruling planet is retrograde. Okay, but that doesn't mean to go into the negative of a Mercury retrograde where you're going down rabbit holes of, upsetness. No, we don't want that. Okay, because this is beautiful. And in your heart, we have the Page of Cups, which, is Pisces, which does suggest to me hope and optimism that, you still have, you probably have 70%, you're still optimistic, but there is a 30% factor over here with this Devil card that is starting to try to take over your brain and your emotions. Don't let it. Now, this Pisces energy in your heart, that is your 10th house of career. Maybe because of these double aces and we have a 3 of wands, there is something you are waiting on news about in terms of your career. I have a Gemini in my life, very close to me. She is waiting about a position she wants to apply to at her company, this next big level up in her career. And, I talked to her the other day and she's like, yeah, they still haven't posted the thing. I said, they're not going to post it for another probably couple of weeks. So just chill out. Okay. And I explained the astrology and she's like, oh, all right. But meanwhile, I also know her and she's probably doing this. Okay. So keep the faith, because also look, this beautiful Ace of Cups here. I mean, gorgeous. So this is an opportunity that is going to be aligned for you emotionally. And that also, again, intuitively, this fresh start is coming for you. So keep the faith. That is the thing. Maybe make some plans. Always affirm the positive here with this Ace of Cups. And I do think there might be, the Mercury doesn't get out of retrograde till July 23rd. But before that, there might be some sort of sign from the universe with this Ace of Cups that the news is on the way. Okay, so there might be an email, a text, and a sign from the universe, where it ignites your intuition. Again, reaffirms that information of hope and optimism that you just need to sit tight. Just sit tight. New things are on the way for you. And that's the thing too. This is not about resurrecting the old, the devil. Okay. And also the devil is in the details. Okay. I'm just mentioning that because we also have Venus in Virgo right now. And the Venus in Virgo can be a little bit in its negative connotation. Okay. And it's positive, it's something else. But in its negative expression, it can be very down on itself. It can be toxic. It can be very self-critical. So, don't go down that rabbit hole either with yourself. Sometimes the Devil card can represent things from our past because it is associated with Saturn. And so, with these double aces that are showing up here for you, and also this gorgeous 3 of wands, this is, I don't think about resurrecting something from your past. This is about the new stuff for you. So it might be just helpful to re-envision what you want out of this fresh start with your finances, your self-worth. All right, Cancer, let's see what you need to know about your personal new moon, which is the day before of your new moon conjunct Mercury retrograde. All right, so you could be rethinking your life goals, your plans, still kind of feeling your way forward. And this may have to do with your responsibilities when it comes to your public image, your visibility, because of Saturn squaring this Mercury and this new moon in your 10th house of career in Aries. All right, so let's see what we have here. We have a 4 of Cups and we have a Page of Swords. 7 of Coins in your heart, Page of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. Okay. Now, Mercury gets out of retrograde on the 23rd of July. I really encourage you. To really evaluate what you want. Because I think that's the best way to use the energies right now. Because look at the 7 of Coins in your heart. She has her secret watering can over here. She's still watering these 2 coins, but she's looking at this thing over here. So you're at a crossroads, especially I think when it comes to your money, when it comes to your material goals, your career goals. There may be some apathy with this 4 of Cups, some just I'm over it, as her shirt says here, some way you're earning your money and you want to change something. And FYI, this is one of the big things that Jupiter and the South Node going through your 2nd house in Leo is going to bring you over the next 13 months, opportunities to let go of stuff that's not aligned for you anymore, ways of earning money, income streams, to get more aligned with what you do want and which has greater potential for you, perhaps. So I think you are on the cusp of that also with this new moon energy, the reevaluation of your emotional desires, where you're at, if you're disgruntled, and also if you're disgruntled with your finances and how they've been playing out, especially in terms of your career. This Page of Swords to me represents the Mercury retrograde. I mean, Mercury does rule Gemini. Of course, it also rules Virgo. Okay, but so this is the big rethink. This is the thing. And there may be news coming in. There could be an offer coming in before Mercury gets out of retrograde with this Four of Cups, Page of Swords. And you could be sitting there thinking, I'm not sure if that's it or not. And I think if you can give yourself the luxury of time before you decide, that might be good. Because I also think it's possible that there's something else that's going to come in. Page of Cups and then this Three of Cups. I mean, no matter what, I think you're going to make a decision that makes you happy with what you're going to pursue next, this Three of Cups. It's going to bring you a lot of joy. These are both energies of Pisces for me, which is your ninth house of growth and expansion and adventures and, getting out of comfort zones. So, that may be part of it, especially in a creative capacity because of the cups that are showing up here. You may just want more creative freedom in what you're doing every day, or more creative freedom or creative opportunities in your current job. But this is really the thing. I mean, we have two plants in the Seven of Coins. We have two things happening with the two pages. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't be too hasty in thinking this is the only thing coming in. And because you're so bored and you're so just over it, as her shirt says, you just take the first thing, but you also know maybe it's not really aligned for you. I'm not telling you what to do. You make your own decisions, but it will become clear. It will become clear at the end of the month. I mean, I think we're working here with a three-week thing. And when we have that full moon in Aquarius, that's going to be in your 8th house of other people's resources. So this does probably have money connections as well. Could be money from your employer, money you're trying to get from selling your art, or an intuitive job you have, or, something like that. So that's what I say. You still need to evaluate. This is the thing with the Seven of Coins, because this could also be a grass is greener over there situation as well. Is it really? I don't know. You got to make up your mind. That's the thing. And that's perfect. It's perfect for you to make up your mind by diving deep emotionally into the emotional waters and the intuitive waters of your energy. I mean, that's also this Page of Cups here. I mean, yeah, it's associated with Pisces, but it's also your energy. It's cups. So what new beginning emotionally and intuitively are you being drawn to? Like, really, what would light up your heart space with this Three of Cups and make you feel like celebrating rather than sitting in a corner being bored? All right, Leos, let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Cancer, the Mercury retrograde there. And this is happening in your 12th house of karmic wrap-ups. So there could be some situation from your past. It could be a friendship because Mercury rules your 11th house of friendships and connections, but it could also be a money matter because Mercury also rules your 2nd house of money. So it could be something, either of those, both of those, where you're rethinking, do I want to end this? Do I not want to end it? Is it time to end it? Or should I bring it back in some way? Is it worth it? Do I commit to it? Because Saturn's in your 9th house in Aries. So it's like, is this thing going to enhance my life and grow my life? Or is it going to just make me backtrack into self-undoing in some way? That's that 12th house. All right, let's see. Oh, we get some Hierophant going on here. And a 5 of Coins. Wow. This is interesting. 3 of Wands in your heart. 2 of Cups. And the Lovers. Yeah, so I mean, this could be about a relationship. It could be about a marriage, some sort of committed partnership Absolutely. And you sorting through your feelings about, do I want to stay with this or not? But this could also be a commitment that you have to some sort of financial goal or something to do with your career because of this Taurus energy ruling your 10th house of career. And as I said, we have Venus, which has gone into your 2nd house. If you've not caught this video yet, please check it out, of money. And it's met up with the South Node when it went into your 2nd house of money, Venus did. So there could be things here, absolutely, of, I don't want to continue to be committed to a path where I'm not earning enough money. I've learned my lesson about what I deserve. That's another thing. And I deserve more than a 5 of freaking coins. Like, no. Okay. So there could be like these decisions on the table that you're contemplating. I mean, that's the thing with this 3 of Wands in your heart. Like, you are trying to envision your way forward. The thing here, though, is to work with the Cancer energy is really about the intuition, the feeling, and not running away from feelings, but really going deep with them. But also, yes, how would an important karmic wrap up, decision, emotional shift, a letting go result in greater prosperity for you? Whether we're talking about new connections that would make your life more happy, whether it's a lover, a friendship, a business partnership, different colleagues. I mean, this 2 of Cups can be negotiating deals. It could be connecting with new people. And you have choices. This is the thing. And I think, too, it's the choice between the old, which is very much in play right now. The old stuff that we have just been committed and gotten, committed to and gotten used to, even though it's not working. And it can be, you may be kind of like, well, at least I know this thing, but yeah, it's not satisfying you in whatever capacity. So I think you having the power of imagination, especially intuitive imagination, to visualize your life without this 5 of coins committed situation you're currently in, and envisioning what it would be like without that. And then here we go. I think there could be a reconnection on the cards, or something new coming in. But again, I don't think that's maybe going to come in exactly until the end of the month. It's possible. Maybe it comes in now. And so it provides that contrast for you between the old 5 of coins scenarios and the new potential. But again, I would use this Mercury retrograde time to rethink all of this, not make these decisions right now. There is no rush. If something is meant to be and meant to be for you, it will still be there, at the end of the month. And because if this is dealing with a personal relationship, we have Jupiter in your sign, which is going to be opposite Pluto. I mean, it's going to be opposite Pluto the 21st, but in Aquarius. But Pluto is going to be conjunct the full moon in Aquarius, your 7th house of other people at the end of the month. So, you are going to be dealing with powerful power dynamics in relationships and sorting through, I don't want to feel powerless anymore. Whether it's financially in my work commitments, whether it's I feel like my partner or my friends just keep leaving me out of stuff and giving me the cold shoulder. Like, there is stuff here you're still emotionally sorting through. And this 12th house of this new moon, like, you don't want to feel isolated anymore. You don't want to feel 5 of coinsy, like the odd one out. So this is an interesting theme. And with this Lovers and the 2 of Cups, there are going to be new connections and new possibilities, new deals, new stuff coming for you. So there could just be something first to really recognize, especially toward the end of the month, about your personal power. And that, you know what? It's time to exercise it. Virgos, how are you doing? Have you caught the Venus in Virgo video that I just posted? Please make sure you check it out, because the South Node's still in your sign and Venus just met up with the South Node, and you're going to want to know how to work with those energies. All right. So we have this new moon in Cancer in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams, meeting up with a Mercury retrograde. So you could be trying to find your way emotionally through, do I revive an old dream? Do I stick with an old dream that I really wanted to manifest? Is it right for me? Or is it something that is just going to be weighing me down? Maybe it's not optimal for the way I want to transform my life, because Saturn's in your 8th house of transformation. Like you know, anything you're investing your energy and commitment into, you truly, madly, deeply want it to transform your life, not just on a surface level, but on a very deep level. So let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Cancer. Hopes, wishes, dreams, something from the past. Do I stick with it or not? 3 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. Page of Coins in your heart. The 7 of Coins. And the King of Wands. All right, so we're moving toward executive decision-making time with this King of Wands that is showing up. So I think in Leo season, Mercury gets out of retrograde the 23rd of July. And we're having that big full moon at the end of the month. So, I mean, you know, we work in increments. You know, a new moon is always connected to a full moon later, you know, 6 months later. But then also we're working with the cycles of new and full moons every month. So I really think the end of this month, you are making a decision, as exemplified by this King of Wands. And that is also an energy associated with Aries. We have a 3 of Wands, also Aries, a 9 of Wands. So I think there's something going on here where I don't want to say you've been fronting a little bit, but I'm going to say like you've been masking, which, you know, it's like I feel like there's something you've been maybe in pretend about with this 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands. There is a vision I think you have been holding onto for your life that you've been working toward it, but it is exhausting you. I think there's something it's time to let go, all right, about a dream. And you may be coming to that conclusion. I am not telling you what to do. I'm just reading tarot here. You may be coming to that conclusion during this Mercury retrograde. And there may be something new. Here's this Page of Coins in your heart. There may be something new that gets born in your heart. Like if you are really honest with yourself with the 7 of Coins here, if you really look at, did this dream prosper that you have been working on? This 9 of Wands, I mean, you've been running yourself into the ground with something to make it happen. And you maybe have been pretending. This is what I'm saying, like fronting, masking, pretending. Oh, you know, I really still want this, or, oh, this is still great for me, etc., and so on. You know, because you don't want to maybe admit or have people think that you failed. You know, this is the critical side of the Venus in Virgo. Please go watch that other video I just talked about. When really it's okay. Maybe the thing has gone as far as it can go, because guess what? Here's 2 other things over here. Here's a Page of Coins in your heart. There is probably something else that you would like to pursue right now, a different dream. So I think that this new moon is helping you emotionally clarify that, emotionally accept that, and realize that this cannot continue. You know, a 9 of Wands is not a great energy. It is physical burnout, and it's energetic burnout. But the energetic burnout, yes, you're working hard, but I think it's coming from trying to hold on to this vision that like I said, it came to the fruition that it maybe couldn't go all the way. Or maybe it's just costing you too much to continue to keep pushing toward it. So I think you know this. Page of Coins in your heart. You're going to have some new piece of information, I think, also that's going to come in during this Mercury retrograde. There could be some sort of financial reality you're going to be dealing with, or a piece of news about your finances, a different opportunity. I mean, when Venus transits her own sign, it can bring a gift, a goodie, an opportunity. So it could be that something else starts opening up for you. Something else starts percolating that you have been building. There she is, you know, watering this little plant over here. Like I said, I think this King of Wands, making that executive decision, and that is about outwardly taking the action as well. And wrapping up this 9 of Wands energetic cycle that it's time to do that. All right, Libras. So big new moon in your 10th house of career and the public. However, Mercury is retrograde. But you know what? This could be news from your past. This could be an opportunity from your past that didn't fully materialize before. It comes back around again, and you could take a second look at it. Is it still aligned for you? There could be reconnections with important colleagues and friends that open up career doors for you in some way. Saturn's in your 7th house, so you do need to be mindful of any commitments and responsibilities you are taking on when it comes to other people, what you're saying yes to and committing. Like, is it really aligned in your best interests? Okay, so let's see what we need to know about all of this. And, Jupiter has moved into your 11th house of connections. So there could be a lucky connection from your past that does resurface right now. It's possible. Bringing something new. But we hopefully won't say yes to the something new until after Mercury goes direct on the 23rd. Okay, but let us see. Let us see. But, whoa, okay, the Chariot. Beautiful. That is your 10th house of career. The 2 of Cups. All right, Libras. 8 of Swords in your heart. 7 of Wands. Oh, Libra. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. That's okay. You're just going to do your Libra deliberation thing. It's okay. It's all right. But I do think at the end of the month, as we move toward that big full moon in Aquarius, which is in your 5th house of your desires, what you want, your heart, you'll be making a decision. You'll be moving forward on something. So this is glorious. I mean, this is like almost like textbook here. We have a gorgeous opportunity, Chariot. A new road, a path opening up for you that is being presented, a deal, a negotiation, somebody who has your best interests at heart. Goodwill, negotiations here with this 2 of Cups. And as I said, this is energy connected with your past because of the Mercury. This is an opportunity for you to expand and grow in some significant way. This situation that has the potential to be coming back in for you now could have you going places, like literally and figuratively speaking with that metaphor. But here we have the 8 of Swords in your heart. You may be one, and this is the beauty of the Mercury retrograde. You do need to sift through your own thoughts, your own history. It seems like this is good with the 2 of Cups, but what if there's a complicated history between you and that person? Or you and that particular career opportunity. It could be a career that you did before and somebody's offering you an opportunity to do that again, but you haven't done it in a while. I mean, that's another thing. Like, do you still feel like you want to do that? Or are you conflicted about it in some way? This does suggest that you need a time out to really think through this. And then this 7 of Wands too, like there is also kind of, I think, something to navigate physically about what this opportunity may require of you. Like, do you have enough physical energy, the stamina, the drive, the ambition? Maybe you're at a point in your life you don't want that. Maybe you're trying to find an easier road for yourself. I mean, that's possible too. But I think either way, you're going to be moving on and moving toward opening up new pathways for yourself. So, but I do think there's a connection to your past in some way with this. And I do think by the end of the month, you'll know with this Leo energy that's showing up very strongly here with this Knight of Wands and 7 of Wands. It's not unusual. Like, you might say no to something. It's possible. Like, this could look really good on paper. I mean, that's the other possibility. But depending on your personal situation, as I was saying, you might feel like it's going to require too much of me. I'm not in that place right now where I want to really go all in on some sort of big new adventure in the public or in my career. Maybe I'm looking for something different, and that's okay. And that's where that Saturn in Aries is very important for you to be mindful of, because if you say yes to something that's really not appropriate for you, that Saturn in Aries, they're going to come down hard on you. That's Saturn. They're going to be like, well, you signed up for this. You said this. We told you what it was. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. You really have to know what your heart wants, this 8 of Swords. And some of you may need to put a boundary around. Maybe they're pressurizing you also during the Mercury retrograde to make the decision right away. And, you can tell them, I'll let you know at the end of the month. I need a little time to think about this. So we always work with the energies. I mean, life is life. Sometimes you can't always postpone temporarily making decisions for your life when Mercury's retrograde. I get it. But if you can, it would be a good idea to do that. Scorpio. Scorpio, you have a new moon in your 9th house of growth and expansion. Mercury is retrograde, so you might be making a decision. Do I go back to a place I've been? Like if you're thinking of traveling, do I go realign myself with certain beliefs I had before? Do I go back to school, return to studying and learning something that I really am excited about? Do I go back to doing something in my online business that I was doing before? These are all possibilities with this particular energy. So let us see what you need to know. Scorpio. Let's see. 4 of Cups. You want something new emotionally. 10 of Cups. Yeah. The Empress. The Fool. The 2. I can't end on a 2 of Swords. And a 6 of Cups. All right. What I feel here is there's something of making a decision about either going on a trip to visit your children, having them come visit you if you have them, or people who are close to you. Doesn't have to be kids, but could be. People who you are close to. Could be family. But again, it could be a best friend here with this 10 of Cups. I think you need to change the scene. And I think this is probably the time to revisit your past in some way that nurtures you. I think you could find creative inspiration in your past in some way. But we have the Fool, which is a travel energy. The Empress, which is creativity nurturing. It is our Taurus energy, which is your house of other people, connection, 7th house. Also your 12th house of, karma, behind the scenes, wrapping up situations. I feel like there is something long overdue for you to do, and it involves connecting with somebody else in your life, and it involves a travel. Now, this could be just a travel to the next town. It could be a 5-hour car drive, 3-hour car drive, Empress, something like that. Because you need some creative revitalization in your life. There's 4 of Cups, and they could be reaching out to you. That's another possibility. You could be on the receiving end of an invitation to go somewhere and do something that could be very nurturing for you. I think you also need a little bit of a timeout from your business if you've been working very hard on it, which I think you have been. You're hesitating to go to a Swords, but I think you're going to accept this invitation. People ask, well, should I travel during a Mercury retrograde? Sure, you can. Just be aware that, yes, there can be delays. Of course, it's Mercury retrograde. It often works out okay if you are revisiting a place from your past or a place where you have been before. So it's not just always a hard and fast rule. Oh, never travel during a Mercury retrograde. Okay. So, it could be something like that. But I feel like there is something to reset in your energy before a massive up-leveling and new beginnings happen for you, especially in your career. You're going to be doubling down on your public profile, your career, being out in the public more. Like if you're retired, it can just be, I'm going to be getting out of the house more. I'm going to be out and about. I'm going to be very busy with my own kind of personal goals and agendas as a retired person. If you're still working, you have your own business career, things are going to all of a sudden, starting in August, pop off for you. And you're going to need your full attention for that because of the new moon solar eclipse in Leo, Jupiter in Leo, South Node in Leo. There is a Venus retrograde in your sign. I will be talking about that in future videos. That you'll be, again, reevaluating career goals. There's going to be some details you're going to be ironing out. Things are really going to start moving for you. I feel like maybe Scorpios have had to kind of like this for a little while. And so this is a great time. That's my point. These energies are signaling to me, this is a great time for you to just have that time out, emotional reset, reconnect with some people you really care about, And, because like I said here, I mean, we have the Empress and the Fool. Like things are going to really start popping off in a business sense for you. So take advantage of the timing now, because that's what it's all about. Using the timings of our lives the best we can. And I mean, if you're not traveling, which maybe you're not, then I would just say it's time to just take a little creative break for yourself. Take yourself on a little day trip. Go do something fun. Go to a museum. Do something artsy, especially with that Six of Cups Empress. Go for a nice meal somewhere in a town you've never been. Maybe a museum trip in the afternoon and go have a little lunch or something. You get my point. Like you need something to just kind of reset your energy, preferably a place you've been before, and things will flow smoothly. And I think that inspiration, that timeout, that reset could also, it's very possible, give you some sort of creative idea that fires you up for your future. Sagittarius, we have a new moon in Cancer with Mercury retrograde. This is your 8th house of other people's resources, shadowy stuff. Also, transformation, sex, death, taxes house. So are you ironing out your financial entanglements with other people and your resources that are commingled with other people? Are you rethinking your financial obligations and commitments, the promises you have made? And that includes debt. That is very 8th house, in my opinion. Are you renegotiating or trying to renegotiate, paying off loans, getting second mortgages, refinancings, all of these types of things? This is the time to do the research, not make the commitments. All right, let us see. There could be a money resource coming back to you from the past. That is possible. Like finally you're getting your income tax refund or a refund you've been waiting on for something else. Okay, let us see. Yeah, we have the Sun. Beautiful. And the Two of Coins. You could be holding 2 coins in your hand. Queen of Coins in your heart. 9 of Wands. And a Knight of Wands. Okay. I think there's 2 pieces of money news that are coming in for you during this Mercury retrograde and this new moon in Cancer. Like there's 2 money goals and agendas that you would like to get underway. Like you want the answers, this Queen of Coins in your heart. There's these 2 concerns. There you have them, the 2 of Coins. They are kind of going around in a circle. So that's what I'm saying. Like there is something you're revisiting possibly about 2 money situations. 2 concerns you want to get shifted off your plate in Leo, by Leo season. I think all will be well. I mean, the Sun card is here. Mercury is retrograde until the 23rd. We have that big full moon coming the end of the month. That is in your 3rd house of news and communications in Aquarius. So I do feel you're moving toward some sort of solutions. They're coming. I mean, this Queen of Coins, you have been doing your homework. You have been working your manifestation plan. You are looking for results. You are looking at the paperwork. You're doing it all. You're doing a good job. We have this 9 of Wands. It is exhausting though. I think you're dealing with a lot of shenanigans that you may have been getting the runaround, which is also maybe not the fault of the other parties involved. It could just be the Mercury retrograde typical shenanigans. They said they send the email, then you find out they didn't. You're waiting. You got to make the other phone call, like, etc. Okay. And it could be that 9 of Wands is just exhausting you from all the baloney that you got to deal with. But here's this Knight of Wands. You're not letting it deter you. Like you are bound and determined to get what you deserve and get these situations sorted. You know, Saturn is in your 5th house, the Aries. So like, you're like, nobody's going to mess me about. You know, it's your 5th house of your heart space. We have the heart energy showing up also with this Sun card. You're like, I'm taking care of myself. Like they're not going to give me the runaround anymore. So I like that. I feel you're super focused, super determined. And I also feel with this Sun card that this situation getting rectified is going to help you heal something that's been heavy on you, this 9 of Wands. Okay, that's why you are so bound and determined to get it sorted out. But just, don't beat yourself up over whatever delays are going on because of the Mercury retrograde. Keep the faith, keep going. We also have Venus, which has just moved into your 10th house of career in Virgo. Please check out this video. You might find it helpful. So keep that in mind as well. But this is going to get sorted out, this Knight of Wands and this Sun card. So just hold steady and don't let, really, the message here I think is very clear. Do not let anybody give you the runaround. Keep the focus, persevere, and get the job done. And I think by the end of the month, you'll have it done. Capricorn, big new moon in your 7th house of other people. Would you like new relationships in your life? I think you do, because you've been dealing with a lot of people who have been exiting your life. And some of them you have been glad to see the back of. You just shut the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Okay. But there's one lingering situation, I think, in your life still. And that's exemplified by this Mercury retrograde with this new moon. Before we can have fresh new connections coming in, there's something from your past, something or someone. It's complicated to deal with. Now, maybe they're not in your life anymore. Maybe it's just the memory of them, but I think they're probably still in your life. Your ruling planet is in your 4th house. Yes, it's home and family, but 4th house is your inner world, who you really let into your life, behind closed doors type energy. And I think you're being ruthless. Saturn in that 4th house, you are being ruthless about who you are letting into the inner sanctum. And like I said, I think there's something dangling, a relationship dangling that needs to go. And you're on, this is the rethink. This is the Mercury retrograde. You got to clear out the old before the new is coming in. 4 cups and the Emperor. 9 of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Wheel. That's the thing. You are making, I think, some executive decision here, the Emperor, that somebody is no longer welcome in your inner sanctum. There is a cycle, a very tiring cycle wrapping up for you. That you're wrapping it up. You're making the decision to wrap it up with this Emperor here. The Aries 4th house energy, and also this Ace of Wands with this Wheel. This is this Jupiter in Leo, which is your 8th house of resources. So, this, and yes, it's financial resources, but it's also energetic resources. I think you are plumb tired of having people drain on your energy. 9 of Wands in your heart. You are over it. Now, this could also be family members who are doing this. That's possible too, because of this 4th house energy we talked about where your ruling planet is. But you're over it. This is my favorite card in this deck. Over it, on her sweatshirt. She is done. You are done. And there are going to be new connections coming in. Here's this 4 of Cups. But this could also be the person from your past or you haven't talked to in a while because you've been no. Trying to reconnect. That's another possibility. This is classic. This is happening in your 7th house. And you're putting your foot down. This Emperor. This could also be family members. They're coming back in. Oh, do this favor for us. Oh, can we do this? Oh, can we use your apartment? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you loan us money? Blah, blah, blah. No, I cannot. Emperor. Your foot is being put down because you're over it. 9 of Wands in your heart. You are burnt out from an overgiving cycle where people have been constantly taking from you. And that is the thing. South Node in this 8th house with Jupiter in Leo, no more. When you put those boundaries in, guess what? Jupiter's going to flow in with more resources for you and more energetically aligned relationships as well. The people are going to actually start benefiting you in your life rather than just draining you and taking your resources. And so there is going to be some sort of new connection. I do feel that. And I think it's going to happen during the Jupiter in Leo cycle. It could be happening in a month when we have the new moon solar eclipse in Leo coming on August 12th. That's possible here with this Ace of Wands and this Wheel. But the point here is you are ready for a very fresh, new energetic cycle when it comes to other people. This is not a time to continue propping up the old because you're over it. So you might be making some interesting boundaried choices and acting on those. People may be shocked. It's very possible. But I would say the window between this new moon in Cancer with this Mercury retrograde, and we get to that full moon at the end of the month, even though by that point Mercury will be direct, still, I think that this whole window of time for you, you're dealing with that energy and the last hurrah with some connection in your life that, bye. Aquarius, we have a new moon in your 6th house of work and well-being. Mercury retrograde happening. We have Saturn in your 3rd house of making decisions, your mind, communications, the Aries. So there could be a situation at your work that you thought was finished and it comes back around with this Mercury retrograde. And so you're kind of rethinking, do I still want to be involved with this? There could be some wellness situation where you get called back in to go over something that they thought they had done the first time and now we got to redo it. Could be something like that. There could be an opportunity from your past when it comes to what you're doing every day, a job offer or opportunity. And again, do I want to be committed to that? Is it emotionally and mentally invigorating for me? Or is it just more responsibility, but they're not going to give me any more money, or it's just boring, whatever. So that Saturn in Aries is important for you in that 3rd house. You're going to really be very careful about making decisions to commit to anything. Because are you getting something for your commitment? No more of this just, doing things to be nice or because it's fun or whatever. No, you want solid resources. You want results. So let's see. And that full moon of yours at the end of the month with Pluto, it's a little ruthless. I mean, it is. But in the sense that you're really going to be advocating for yourself. 100%, especially in your daily life, which is the 6th house, this new moon, and also in terms of your well-being. If something's making you feel heavy and depressed, that can also be Saturn in the 3rd house. You're no, it's got to go. But emotionally, this Mercury retrograde it's Cancer. It's you're feeling your way through to this decision. But it'll be in your face at the end of the month. But that's okay. Yeah, 7 of Cups. Interesting. Oh, there's our Ace of Swords. You're cutting through fog and shenanigans and bullshit. All right, 6 of Wands. Here we go. Knight of Coins. And the 5 of Wands. Okay. You are going to triumph over some sort of confusing situation. And I think the way that you do it is simply by removing yourself from it and removing yourself from the fantasy of it, that it's ever just going to get better. Is it ever going to get better? Maybe not. I mean, this is a general reading. You got to apply the energies to your life. But this Ace of Swords, your energy, making up your mind to cut through fantasy because you deserve something better, the 6 of Wands. And it's interesting, we are talking about your 6th house and we have that 6 of Wands. I think you want a more productive and triumphant situation for yourself when it comes to your work and also when it comes to your well-being. You want somebody who's really, if you're talking about a medical professional, who really knows their stuff, who's going to lead you to a favorable result, 6 of Wands. Not just give you a lot of, smoke and mirrors, 7 of Cups. Well, we don't know what it is. Okay, well, freaking find out. You want somebody who's going to lead you to well-being. All right, so we have this Knight of Coins here. So it's you're being very harsh. I'm just going to say harsh. You're being very harsh and bottom line about this has got to give me value in my hand. Again, if it's a work thing, they better freaking be paying me for this overtime. You're coming back because, again, Mercury retrograde, things could come back from the past. So maybe there's a promotion or some opportunity coming back from the past, but there's no money attached to that. No, no. So you're going to make your way through whatever this 5 of Wands represents for you. I feel like this is feisty. I mean, I'm just going to say, like, this is feisty, fighting for your rights and for yourself energy. And if somebody comes back from the past with more smoke and mirrors, hot air, shenanigans, 7 of Cups, you're just going to ruthlessly call them out on it. Ace of Swords. And you're not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's the 6 of Wands in your heart too, if we just look at it from that perspective. If they come back with something legitimate, this Knight of Coins, like an offer, like to promote you or something, or pay you more money because you are taking on more responsibility, okay, then you'll probably say yes to it. Ace of Swords, you'll be like, all right, that's fair. You're putting something in my hand that I want. That's great. We got a deal. Otherwise, no. Okay, you get my point. So be feisty, advocate for yourself. But if you can, try to wait till the end of the month, because more information is going to come out. That is a very powerful full moon in your sign with Pluto, and the writing will be on the wall, and you will be in charge. It's your full moon. You will be in charge of what decisions you are going to be making. Pisces, there is a new moon in your 5th house of your heart space of pleasure and joy and blessings and luck. And Mercury is retrograde there. Could there be a lucky opportunity for you from your past resurfacing? It is possible, especially when it comes to maybe an income stream with Saturn in your 2nd house in Aries. It's possible. So you could be contemplating some sort of new financial commitment, saying yes to a financial blessing, again, connected with your past. Let's see what we got here going on, Pisces. Oh, yes. Look, 6 of Coins. And then the Virgo, the Hermit. And that's interesting too, because we just had Venus go into Virgo. Please check out this video if you haven't already seen it. So this could be, that's your 7th house of other people. This blessing, this offers coming from someone in your life. Yes, 6 of Cups. Isn't this interesting? Page of Swords and a 4 of Coins. All right. I think there is a money negotiation going on here. I think you're advocating for yourself, this 4 of Coins, of something to do with holding on to more of your money in some way. And I think this is also tied in with a decision that may be percolating to step into a new financial reality at the end of August, because that is your full moon lunar eclipse. And we have the Virgo showing up here. Okay, because that full moon of yours does happen in Virgo season. But we have this beautiful 6 of Pentacles, which is, yes, gifts, goodies, blessings, somebody or the universe giving you a financial opportunity. And yes, it might be financial. It's very possible with Saturn involved. Something I feel that's long overdue. And something also that maybe is part of your next spiritual growth spurt, shall we say, with the Hermit showing up here, right? Spiritual guidance. Like this thing may also be very guided by spirit. It could just be from somebody who is very spiritually inclined in some way. I mean, the Hermit's an interesting energy. It can also be just like a karmic payback for good deeds that you have been doing. And somebody wants to pay it forward or pay it back to you, since we are talking Mercury retrograde. So your heart's receiving blessings. That's what I feel. I mean, this 6 of Cups, that's in your heart. Like, you are so like, wow, they thought of me. They have opened up their heart to me. They have opened up their wallet, their bank account, the 6 of Coins. Like, you're very appreciative of the blessing. And then we have this Page of Swords. So there could be paperwork, contracts, negotiations. Your 3rd house is showing up here with the Taurus, the 4 of Coins. Money you can hold onto, something that is solid that you can build upon. So that's what I think. That's what I think. I think you're going to be on the receiving end that has a connection from your past. This good-natured person from your past who puts an opportunity in your way that your heart is very happy about. The 6 of Cups is also a gifting energy, as is the 6 of Coins. This is our Venus also. Venus is in Virgo. Like I was saying, the 6 of Cups, Venus, Virgo, the Hermit. We can also say, if we would like to look at this from a love relationship perspective, it is possible that the universe brings somebody back from your past in order for you to heal that connection. Now, I'm not saying you're getting back with them, okay? Because this 4 of coins suggests to me that you are holding on to your self-respect in some way, your value. But I think you're welcoming the opportunity, Page of Swords, to at least heal something from your past so that it clears the decks for something more valuable to be established in the future, new connections or new relationships. That's what I think, because, you know, you have been alone. So there could be somebody reaching out. Or it can be, I mean, here's another possibility. You've been alone for a while. If we're looking at this from romance, there could be somebody new coming in who reaches out, but you're still in the process. It's complicated, right? You're still in the process of healing, 6 of Cups, from something from your past. So you may politely decline if something new is coming in, at least for right now, because you're still finding your feet, your foundation, etc. With this 4 of coins, getting your head on straight from maybe a previous connection. That's also possible. But at the very least, if there is something here of a little connection that's coming in, I think it can be very affirming for you. It can show you there are other possibilities out there. You just may need a little more time to figure out where you want to go next with your love life. That's possible. So here is your little surprise tidbit about the full moon in Aquarius, conjunct Pluto, opposite Jupiter and Leo at the very end of July. The North Node will have just also entered Aquarius. The South Node will have just entered Leo. But this full moon, conjunct Pluto, is ushering in the themes of the North Node in Aquarius. Jupiter opposite Pluto, power struggles. It is time to stop struggling against what you know is your emotional genius, shall we say, which is your unique, eccentric, wild, crazy self. What makes you you. Pluto is about purging, detoxing, transforming, letting go. And with the North Node going into Aquarius, it's going to be about shedding an old skin. That's very Pluto, Scorpio, Scorpio energy of where you have been pretending, where you have been doing it for the applause rather than because it's your own natural, genius, eccentric self that wants it. So I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is complicated in your life right now? How are you kind of emotionally navigating through it, rethinking, and using the energies of this new moon in Cancer and Mercury retrograde? It's okay if you have a change of heart. In fact, I would be very surprised if you didn't right now, because the energies are really indicating that. So make sure you hit the subscribe, help the channel grow. Let's stay connected on our astrological and tarot journey together where, yeah, that's what we do on this channel. Use the energies. I'll see you in the comments. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.